Welcome to a gentle yin practice that will help release tension in your hips and lower back while creating space for deep relaxation. Find a comfortable seat on your mat. Take a deep breath in through your nose and let it flow out through your mouth with a gentle sigh. Allow your shoulders to soften away from your ears. Feel the weight of your sitting bones grounding down into the earth. Each breath is an invitation to arrive more fully into this present moment. Every inhale, feeling the body expand. Every exhale, soften and let go. Slow, deep breaths all the way into the belly. Remembering in yin yoga, we're not looking for intensity. Instead, we're seeking that sweet spot where we can completely let go. Allowing your attention to turn inwards. Noticing sensations in the body. And when you're ready, let's come into our first pose, which is a butterfly pose. Bring the soles of your feet together, allowing your knees to fall out to the side. If this is too intense for your hips, you can place blocks or cushions under your knees for support. I'm going to slide my forearms under calf muscles, creating a gentle cradle for my legs. You can do this, or you could also use a bolster or a block to rest your forehead. Just allowing your spine to round forward. This pose gently opens your inner thighs and groin area while releasing tension in your lower back. And the forward fold stimulates your parasympathetic nervous system, promoting deep relaxation. See if you can soften and melt your shoulders here, softening the back of your neck. Softening your face muscles, the space between the eyes. Allowing the temple to relax and the jaw. And just allow yourself to sink with gravity towards the earth. And in every yin pose, it's natural for your mind to wander. Just see if you can gently guide it back to your body, to the sensations in your body, and onto the breath. Take a couple more deep breaths in this butterfly pose. Well done. Slowly push the floor away from you to come up. And we'll transition now into a Sphinx pose. So rolling onto your belly, bring your forearms parallel to each other, elbows underneath your shoulders. Allow the belly to soften, the legs to relax. And just gaze forward, either choosing a spot to focus on or closing your eyes. This gentle back bend helps maintain the natural curve of your lumbar spine while strengthening your back muscles. If you feel any pinching in your lower back, just walk your elbows forward slightly. And then just allow your hips to be heavy, melting into the mat. Shoulders soften away from the ears. And see if you can start to notice the pathway of the breath. Inhaling through your nose, following that pathway all the way down to the lower back. And as you exhale, following the breath back up to the heart space. You might even like to think of a color as you breathe in. Think of the breath as a color flooding the whole body. Restoring, rejuvenating, healing breath. You can either stay in this Sphinx pose or you can intensify the stretch by coming into seal pose, pressing into your hands, straightening your arms. This creates a deeper back bend, opening through your chest and abdomen. If it feels too intense, you can keep a micro bend in your elbows. Feel the expansion across your heart center with each breath. And we'll hold seal pose for about 1 minute. Knowing that you can always remain in Sphinx pose with your forearms on the earth if that feels better. Whatever variation you're in, just continuing to notice that breath. Every inhale expanding across the heart center. Well done. Very gently release down onto the mat and just rest your head on the forearms for a moment. Whole body supported by the earth. Noticing the rebound effect of your Sphinx and seal pose. And then when you're ready, bring your hands by your chest and we'll just push back into a child's pose. Drawing the hips back towards your heels, extending your arms forward. Take a few breaths here to reset your spine and create space between each vertebra. Then we'll come into dragon pose. So step your right foot forward between your hands. your back knees down on the mat and sink your hips forward and down, creating space in your hip flexors. You can either keep your hands on your knee, or you can place them down onto the floor, or you can rest on a bolster if you have one. Or the stronger version of the pose is to come all the way down onto your elbows. So choosing your variation of the pose. This pose will release any deep tension in your psoas muscle, which can hold stress and emotional tension. So seeing if you can direct your breath into the hip spaces. Every inhale, feeling those hip flexors, the hip joints. And every exhale, just releasing, letting go as much as you can. If the pose becomes intense at all, just take a breath out of the mouth. Let a sigh out of your mouth. Well done. Very slowly, start to heel toe your right leg across the mat. And we're going to come into Pigeon. So your right shin is forward, allowing your left leg to extend behind you. And just find the angle of the front of your leg that feels most supportive for your body. This deep hip opener helps to release tension in your outer hips and glutes. But if you feel any knee discomfort, just adjust the angle of your front shin. Every inhale, filling up the whole periphery of the body with fresh breath. Exhale, releasing and letting go completely. Allowing yourself to melt into the earth. Softening the shoulders, softening the belly, softening the soles of the feet and the palms of your hands. Well done. So think about moving before we move to the other side. You'll slowly push the floor away from you. Take your time to curl the back foot under and step back to all fours. You might like to sway your hips from side to side a little bit here. Maybe making some circles with your hips, one way and then the other way. Just doing what feels good before we come to the other side. So you'll step your left foot forward this time into dragon pose, back knees down on the mat. Sink your hips forward and down, creating that beautiful space in your hip flexors, releasing that deep tension in your psoas muscle. So choosing the variation, remember you can always place your hands on your knees. Just doing what's right for your body in this pose. It can become intense, so just exhale out of the mouth if you need to. Trying to remain still as you take some deep breaths into the hips. Well done. We're going to slowly transition into Pigeon pose, or sleeping swan as it's known in Yin. So start to heel toe your left foot across the mat, bringing your left shin forward. Allowing your right leg to extend behind you. And just find the angle of that front leg that feels supportive. And start to take some deep breaths into your outer hips and glutes. Remembering, as on the other side, if you feel any knee discomfort, just adjust the angle of your front shin. Take some deep breaths here all the way into your belly as you allow your shoulders to melt, softening the face muscles, softening the whole body as you release down with gravity. Well done. Slowly push the floor away from you. Take a deep breath. And then make your way onto your back. We're going to finish the practice in Savasana. So extend your legs long, arms by your side with your palms facing up. And just allow your feet to fall open. Soften your jaw, your tongue, your forehead, letting yourself be completely supported by the earth. And this is your time to absorb all the benefits of your practice as you let your body be completely supported by the earth beneath you. And you can stay here for as long as you like. But if you'd like to finish at the 20-minute mark, you can slowly roll to your side. Take your time to come up. And take a deep inhale, float the arms above the head. Gathering your strength and energy, bring your hands to your heart center. Namaste. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. And if you enjoyed this practice, please leave a comment below and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Namaste.